Hey guys, this is Jacob Taylor from Southside, and for Chapter 14, we were asked, what challenges do you see as speaking to diverse audiences, and what information from the chapter do you consider most useful? There are many aspects and imperatives to consider when addressing an audience. It's important to have speaking knowledge and an awareness of cultural differences. So I first wanted to go through and explain all the different types of imperatives the chapter mentioned. The first one being the economic imperatives. And this is a set of principles that guide organizations in changing their work ethics and cultural values as times change. This is so you have sensitivity to socioeconomic differences and realize that not everyone is financially fortunate or wealthy. Next are technological imperatives, which is when speakers should be cautious of the media and technology available to people around the world. Demographic imperatives are risks to not be sensitive to the plurality of this audience in such an increasingly diverse and multicultural world. The information I thought was very useful was the definitions given about stereotypes and ethnocentrism. We know that stereotypes are standardized conceptions or images of a group of people. These are usually seen as disrespectful, insensitive, and a form of prejudice. Ethnocentrism is the notion that one's own culture is superior to any other. People who see through this lens judge other cultures based on their own traditions, customs, and cultures beside their own. And this is a major challenge that I think is very common when speaking to or about diverse audiences. Even when we may be listening, we may judge the speaker and the information that they are talking about because we are unable to understand customs other than our own. Like we discussed in last week's chapter, we have to remember to use words that are friendly to everyone, ensuring no one will be offended by anything we say. Something else I thought was useful in this chapter was the explanation on the term cultural patterns. They are common themes through which different cultures can be understood, consisting of beliefs, values, and norms shared among members of a group and which remain stable over time. Other things that might be a challenge when speaking to a diverse audience is them not being able to understand slang, forms of language, and idioms. A diverse audience may not feel the same or have the same amount of knowledge about a topic as a speaker, making it difficult for them to appeal or emotionally connect to the material. Because if something does not apply to them, they may be able to sympathize for something, but they cannot feel empathy. Another complication could be language barriers, conflicting morals and beliefs, as well as psychological barriers. This chapter was very insightful on going more into detail about what not to say and what you can say to a specific audience.